Hello, dear students, and welcome to this lesson. Today, you are going to learn about family. This is a vocabulary lesson for Common Core students. So the first section is family members. Let's take a look at family members in English. This person is mother. Mother. The mother is a woman. Woman. The next person is father. Father. The father is a man. Man. The next family member is son. Son. The son is a boy. Boy. The next person is daughter. Daughter. And the daughter is a girl. Girl. The next person is grandmother. Grandmother. The grandmother is an old woman. Old woman. The next person is grandfather. Grandfather. The grandfather is an old man. He is an old man. And the last person we are going to see is baby. Baby. And the baby is a very young person. He or she can be a girl or a boy. So the baby is a very young girl or a very young boy. Now, let's try to practice what we have learned. In this exercise, you have to fill in the blanks with the following words: grandmother, father, daughter, grandfather, son, mother. On the right side of the screen, you have a chart. In the chart, there is man, young and old, girl, young, woman, young and old, and boy. So you read the words that you have in the choices and you place them in the right blanks. In order to do this, you will have a few seconds. Now that the time is up, we will see the correction. So, a man who is young is usually a father. The father is a young man. A man who is old is grandfather. So, grandfather is an old man. A girl who is young is a daughter. The daughter is a young girl. A woman who is young is a mother. The mother is a young woman. And the woman who is old is a grandmother. The grandmother is an old woman. And the boy who is young is a son. So the son is a young boy. Good. Now let's move on. We will see together family tree. So the first question, what is a family tree? Now, most of the students know what a tree is. And today we have learned that this is a family. So if you combine family with tree, you get this. This is a family tree. We use family trees to indicate the relationships between people within the same family. Now the next question is, how does it work? If you want to draw your own family tree, you start with a drawing like this. And next to the root in the bottom of the tree, there should be grandmother and grandfather. In the middle of the tree, there should be the mother and the father. And next to the leaves on top of the tree, there should be the son and the daughter. So you should start with grandparents in the bottom of the tree, next to the roots. And in the middle, you draw or you write the names of the parents, mother and father. And on top of the tree, next to the leaves, you should write the names of the children, sons and daughters. Okay, now we will see the big family. In this section, we will discover more family members in English. I want you to meet Olivia. Olivia wants to draw her family tree. So she says, my grandfather is James and my grandmother is Emma. My mother is Amelia and my father is Oliver. My brother is Liam and my sister is Ava. My aunt is Sophia and my uncle is Lucas. Finally, my cousin is Leo. Now to start drawing her family tree, she goes to the bottom of the tree and she writes grandmother Emma and grandfather James. So we always put grandparents in the bottom of the tree next to the leaves. And between their two names, she draws a wedding ring to indicate that they are married. Let's go on with the text of Olivia. My mother is Amelia and my father is Oliver. So, where should we put the father and the mother? Yes, in the middle of the tree. We have Father Oliver and Mother Amelia. And again, we put a wedding ring between their two names to indicate that they are married. Let's go on with the text again. My brother is Liam and my sister is Ava. So, she puts the names of her sister and brother next to her name. Again in the text we have, my aunt is Sophia and my uncle is Lucas. So, if we talk about age, uncle and aunt are usually closer in age to who? To the father and the mother, yes. So we put them again somewhere in the middle of the tree. She finishes her text saying, finally, my cousin is Leo. Again, the cousin is usually closer to the speaker's age, so she writes his name, Leo, next to her sister and brother, or in the same line. Now, if you notice, in every family tree, we have almost 3 sections. The first one is grandmother and grandfather, and it is located next to the roots of the tree. And we have the second section, in which there are parents, aunts, and uncles, and it is in the middle of the tree. And finally, we have the third section that includes the speakers, brothers, sisters, and cousins, if there are any. And these 3 sections, what we call in English generations. Generations. So in this example here of Olivia's family tree, we have 3 generations. The first generation is her grandparents. The second generation is her parents, uncle and aunt. And the third generation is herself and her brother, sister, and cousin. Now, let's practice family tree with Ali. Read what Ali says and complete his family tree. An example is given. So this is Ali. As you can see, he is talking. Talking about what? About his family tree. Let's see what he says. My father and mother are Muhammad and Najat. The brother of my father is Adil, and the sister of my mother is Khadija. Salma is my cousin, and her father is Tariq. My grandparents are Abdullah and Mona. My brother and sister are Zinab and Fuad. So all you have to do is completing the family tree of Ali, and as you can see, there is a given answer, which is his uncle Tariq, and of course his name on top of the tree. But please pay attention, you have to respect the wedding rings that indicate the 2 people around are married. In order to do this again, you will have a few seconds. The time is up. How about correcting the activity? So, let's read the text again, and we are going to read the text again, and then we put the names of the family members in the right blanks. My father and mother are Muhammad and Najat. So we have Muhammad in the middle of the tree, the father, and we have Najat, the mother. We write their names in the middle of the tree because they are the parents of the speaker. The brother of my father is Adil. So the brother of the father should be next to him, and there is no wedding ring. And the sister of my mother is Khadija. Again, the sister should be next to his mother because she is her sister. She comes next to her, Khadija, and she is the aunt of Ali, because Khadija is the sister of his mother. Salma is my cousin and her father is Tariq. So, Salma is the cousin and her father is Tariq. And Tariq is the husband of Khadija, the aunt of Ali. So, respectfully, he calls him uncle. My grandparents are Abdullah and Mona. As we said earlier, grandparents should come next to the roots of the tree. So we will write Abdullah, grandfather, and Mona, grandmother. My brother and sister are Zineb and Fuad. So we write Zineb, sister, and Fuad, brother, and they are both next to the speaker's name, Ali. Now, we are going to discover more family members, and we see how we should address one another, because we didn't mention all the family members up to now. So, if the person is a boy and he addresses his father, he can say, for instance, my father. Now the father addresses the boy as son. If the boy is addressing his grandfather, the grandfather says grandson. And if the boy is talking to his uncle calls him nephew. So nephew means you are the son of my brother or the son of my sister. Now if the boy is addressing his cousin, be it a female or a male, they call him a cousin too. And when the boy grows up and gets married, he calls her his wife and she calls him husband. So these are the different family members if the speaker is the boy. Now, if it is the opposite and the girl is talking to her father, he calls her daughter. And if the girl is addressing her grandfather, he addresses her as granddaughter. Again, if the girl calls him her husband, when she grows up, he calls her his wife. Now, if the girl calls someone cousin, they call her back a cousin. And if the girl addresses her aunt, the aunt addresses her as a niece. So niece is the female of nephew. Good. Now let's practice with what we have just learned. Match the blue and the green phrases to make correct sentences about family members. The sister of my father is, the son of my uncle is, the father of my mother is, the brother of my father is, my parents are, the son of my daughter is, the mother of my cousin is. So these are the blue phrases, and we should match them with the green ones on the right of the screen. My cousin, my uncle, my grandson, my aunt, my mother and father, my grandfather, my aunt. Take your time and match the green and the blue phrases to make correct sentences about family members. The time is up, and we should take a look at the correction of this exercise. So, the sister of my father is, yes, my aunt. The son of my uncle is my cousin. The father of my mother is my grandfather. The brother of my father is my uncle. My parents are my mother and my father. The son of my daughter is my grandson. And the mother of my cousin is my aunt. Now we arrive to the end of this lesson, but before we finish, we should recapitulate what we have learned today. So we have seen many family members, and they are, when you are talking about females, mother, daughter, grandmother, granddaughter, sister, aunt, niece, cousin, and wife. So this is the list of family members who are female. On the other side, when you are talking about male, we have father, son, grandfather, grandson, brother, uncle, nephew, cousin, and husband. So please, when you have time, try to revise these family members in English, and why not, you should think about drawing your own family tree, respecting the specifications we have given in this lesson. Thank you for your attention, and see you in another lesson.